Welcome back to our second class of Python. In this class, I'm going to be showing you about basic code and drawing a shape. Well, in our last class, I've shown you about how you can install it, how you can get into the workspace, and about its preferences. In this class, I'm going to show you about the basic code, which I've already shown in class. And in this class, in addition, I'm going to show you how you can draw a shape just by using Python. So make sure not to skip any part of this class because every bit of it is going to be very important. And always make sure that you are connected to the internet. So without any further ado, let's open up PyCharm on our device. As you can see on my screen that I have already opened up PyCharm on my device. Now you can see in my last class, I've already created a new folder where I have been, writing my commands. So the first thing we're going to do is follow up the same thing. Just click on this button over here, click on File, and click on New. And then click on Python File so that we have our IDE opened up for running our Python code. So I'm going to click on that again, and I'm going to click on this. There we go. And we already have our PyCharm or our Py commands running already. So over here, we have a couple of these options to select from libraries and all of those. So you'll be able to work with any of these if you want to. But if you want to open up directly a new project, just click on this. There we go. We have another one, PyCharm project, and then click on the interpreter project menu and select Python 3, which is going to be important, and press on create. I'm going to do is going to be this window and wait for a bit until this opens up on my screen. There we go. You can see creating virtual environments. And from here, we're going to open up our Python command or our Python file again. So click on this button over here, click on new and select a Python file. There we go. We have our Python file already opened up. And now over here, we're going to go off the file or go to file and make ourselves a command script. So over here, instead of that, we're going to just click on this option over here and click on new scratch file. Click on that. And then go down and find Python. Click on this and the commands or where you're going to write it is going to appear up. In my last class, I've shown you about print. So that is the most basic command, which is useful for, just applying it or running any command. So if you want to make anything visible on your panel or your control panel, whatever it is, you have to use the print command. First thing we're going to do is going to be typing in print. There we go. And then you're going to press on tab. You can either press on tab or you can just open up a bracket and you can see, well, it just opens up and also closes it off at the same time. Well, this is basically called parentheses in the coding language. So I'm going to cut this off again. And when you press on tab, and it will just basically skip a couple of lines. So whenever it shows you, let's say the suggestion, so I'm going to type in print, only then you'll be able to use tab to open up the parentheses. And you can see that the print has also been colored. That means it has analyzed it, or the software which we're running on, which is the IDE, has analyzed it and also just certified that it is a command of Python. So over here, what you're going to do is going to be putting in double quotation when you are working with alphabetical values and you want to just, visualize something or represent something. So if I type in hello world, and if I just go off over here and press on run, you can see this has already run this up. Now, sometimes you might face an issue just like I did on my previous class. Okay, so how are we going to fix that up? First thing you're going to do is going to be selecting up or go after the run section. You can see we have the settings. So go off the settings and then we have this run anything and all of those. So click on settings first. And then we have is these, okay? Key maps, editor, and run, and all of those. Okay, so you can also go off the system sync or tools and select up how you want it to be visible. So always make sure to select up the file with which you are working with. Okay, so you can also click on over here, run with parameters. You can run with them. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind is that always make sure that the selected file or the selected version is always turned on. And over on the script or whatever it says, sometimes it's going to say module. So make sure that the file that you have opened up, such as scratch.py, it is also written over here. Okay, so if I close this off And even if I have this scratch.py, and if I click on apply and run it, it will also be the same. You can see process finished with exit code. Now, if I change the whole thing, or if I want to print another one, I'm going to go down, hit on enter, type in print again, and you can see this is how it will look like, double quotation. And if I type in orange, and if I just press on this play, you will see that the orange will also be printed. And then you will basically see that the error which you have been facing, or I have been facing, is going to get fixed. So always make sure that whatever name you have on your data or on your project should be on the script or should be on the module. Okay. You're also going to face sometime the run settings. So go after the run settings and paste the name which you are trying to, let's say, run. Okay. And it's going to analyze it, scan it up, and you're going to have this over on your panel. Okay. So we have both of these done. And now I'm going to show you how you'll be able to make a shape. So first thing we're going to do is going to be typing in this print command over and over again. Let's say I'm going to put in print a couple of times. Go down, print, and the last one, print over here. There we go. We have a couple of these already turned on. And I'm going to go off each and every one of them, and I'm going to put in double quotations. Okay. Double quotations on each and every one of them. There we go. Now over here, we're going to start off with the forward slash. So I'm going to do is going to be starting off from the bottom. So there we go. We have our forward slash. And there we go. I'm going to put it like this over here. I'm going to put this one over here. There we go. And then over here, I'm going to put in a space again and put in a closing slash, which is going to be important. So I'm going to type in this one. There we go. I'm just going to close this off. And if I just put one over here, there we go. I'm going to put in the slashes. Put a space. If I put in this one over here at the ends, there we go. We have all of these. Close this off. There we go. We have all of these already done. And I'm going to put in a couple of dashes over here. Okay. So I'm going to just put in, hold on to shift, underscore, and I'm going to close this off. There we go. And then I'm going to just run the whole thing. And whenever I just run the whole thing, you can see, even though we have invalid escape sequence, but yet the printed file is over here and we have created ourselves a shape. So you can see this is very simple to do in, Python. But if you try to do it on C++ or Java, it's going to be very hard for you to do it, even on HTML and CSS. Now, if I want to customize it again, what am I going to do? Do you have to cut the whole thing? No. You just customize it over here on the command and you just run it back again. So if I just change it to like this, press on shift. If I just put in like this over here, if I just put in another slash over here, and if I put some spaces over here, and still if I run the whole thing, it's just going to change the way it looks like. Okay. So you'll be able to create your own type of shapes however you want. Even if you want to make a square, I'm going to show the whole thing. Let's just cut this off. I'm going to cut this off too. There we go. Just cut the whole things off over here. There we go. And now over here, I'm going to do is going to be putting in an L on each and every one of them. You can also put in an L like this. It's going to be up to you how you want to work with it. So instead of that, I'm going to put in an I. I'm going to put in an I over here again. I'm just going to put an I over and over again on each and every one of them. There you can see this is how it's going to look like. I'm going to keep just putting in eyes, and then I'm going to put in like couple of these spaces, put in an I, close all of these off, put in an I over here. There we go. So you can see this is how it's going to be looking like. And after you're done, you just hit on run. And you can see we have our square too, even though it is not like perfect, but this is how you're going to be making yourself shapes in Python. So hope you understood everything about this class on how you'll be able to use the basic commands or the basic code of Python, and also how you're going to make a shape just by using the Python codes in any of the IDE of Python or running a Python command. So thank you for watching this video up till the very end. If you still have any confusion or any question about any part of the lesson, feel free to ask me anytime. I'm always there to help you out. So without any further ado, let's move on to our next class of Python.